Welcome everyone. Today we have Byron from Whisky Mad ZA. Do you say SA or ZA?
ZA, because that's what was available.
Whisky Mad ZA.
Yeah.
One of the few or only people that is making really good content for whiskey in South Africa at the moment. We met a while back already.
Yes.
And we finally have the opportunity to get some information from him and ask some questions and just taste some whiskey, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I mean, you've got a beautiful venue here, so it's nice to finally see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
How did you get into whiskey?
That's a long story. When I was younger, like when I started drinking of drinking age, I just found that beer didn't work for me. Beer and I didn't get on well together, so I looked for an alternative. And I moved over to whiskey because my father drank whiskey and all of that. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll start drinking whiskey. So
this is at like 14.
Yeah, somewhere. So I did that, and then it just became drinking more of it and understanding it a bit better. And then in about 2011, I got asked to join this Diners Club Connoisseurs Whiskey Club type of a thing.
Oh.
And where it's like 3,000 Rand a month or whatever it is, and then every 2 months, 60 days, they send you a few bottles, and you're just like, okay, cool.
Okay.
So you never knew what you were buying, and it got all this random stuff, and I was just like, okay, that's where my collection journey started, and had them on the shelves. And then in about 2021, my house got broken into, and they nicked like 34 of my bottles. So that was a bit sad. And in my pursuit to replacing those bottles, I learned so much more about whiskey and that, and again started looking for the information and couldn't find any information. So I thought, well, if I'm looking for it, someone else is looking for it.
Totally.
And then that's why I got into it and said, well, okay, cool, I need to start educating people, because when you do a tasting or you go to a tasting, there's always someone in the audience that says, this tastes like petrol. So it's more about educating people, because there's a whiskey for everybody.
Definitely so,
So that's where my journey started.
Wow.
What we did was each of us chose a whiskey from behind the bar that we're going to be tasting today, and we'll speak through some tasting notes, see if we like it. And just chat whiskey. I think that's the biggest thing today. We're just going to chat some whiskey and see where things go.
Okay, let's start with the bourbon.
I think, the bourbon.
43.7.
Okay.
So this is my choice. Very surprising for me to choose a bourbon, because I don't usually like bourbons.
Really?
I'm very bourbons for me. We were speaking about these are whiskey for everyone, and my biggest, I always tell people, you have to keep on trying whiskey to find the ones that you do and don't like.
Plus, your palate changes, so you might have hated bourbon a while back, and now.
And I mean, even with with the women, a lot of the time, well, not a lot of the time, but sometimes we interact with women that don't necessarily like whiskey, because they only know a select few whiskeys of what they've maybe been, what they've seen like at a braai or at someone's house, and they've maybe never liked it. But they haven't tried every whiskey. We don't know. There's so much flavor in whiskey. So even though I'm not the biggest bourbon fan, I thought I would try it out and see. I see on your Instagram that you're the Irish brand ambassador to South Africa. Have you always liked Irish whiskey?
I have. Reason being is because I have Irish heritage.
Okay.
So
Tiana too.
I am sort of, my grandparents come from that. My grandmother was born in Wales. My grandfather was born in Ireland. So I've always taken, not because of that, but I've always loved Irish whiskey.
Yes.
Specifically for its history. A lot of people don't know that Ireland was the biggest supplier of whiskey before Scotland.
Exactly. What has been like the most exciting whiskey that you've seen come out of Ireland? at the moment?
At the moment, I would say my favorite, and I know people are going to hate on me for it, but I love the Redbreast 27.
Yeah.
It is just, it's absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
And I love what Redbreast are doing at the moment. And there's also a lot of experimentation in Irish whiskey as well. So, but I enjoy whatever whiskey's in my hand. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not sort of brand specific or category specific. I just enjoy it and enjoying it with people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sitting around having conversations like this, people learning, educating people. That's what makes whiskey.
Yeah. What's been your favorite distillery that you've been to?
I have a soft spot for Middleton.
Okay.
Purely because of, again, its history.
Yeah.
They also do 6 different types of expressions, brands. So they do a lot. And yeah, I just love Middleton and everything that they've done for whiskey.
Yeah, in Irish whiskey, I mean, some of the biggest names come out of Middleton. Obviously, Jameson being number 1.
Yeah, Jameson being number 1. I mean, Jameson, they sell 11.5 million cases per year.
Yeah.
And that's not even the Jameson that's coming off the back of the uncle's trucks.
Yeah, and that's just the original.
That's not even like illicit trade.
That doesn't include your Select Reserve, your IPA, your Stout. That's just the original.
There was a survey done in America, I think 2 years ago, and they asked them they asked Americans, what's your favorite Scotch? Jameson was number 1.
It's not bad. I don't think it's bad at all. Nothing complex about it. None of the flavors are complex, I find.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's quite straightforward, but enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think on some bottles they say fresh cut grass. I think this is
the closest to that.
This is the closest, like sort of like a grass or a hay type of a.
Yes, it does.
You know, when they're harvesting hay, you get that like.
It's almost
scent or
it's like when they harvest hay, it's almost like a dry sweetness.
Yes,
There's like a grassy sweetness to it.
This is a great choice for 11 o'clock in the morning.
No, fantastic breakfast whiskey.
Good way to start.
Fantastic breakfast whiskey.
Good way to start, nice and sweet. Independent bottlers are good for the market because, like you said, they're trying different things. They're bringing out expressions that you would not normally find or see. I love a good IB because, like I said, you'll find stuff. Just the other day I bought an IB from Ben Nevis, so excited to taste that one because here in South Africa we don't see Ben Nevis on the shelf.
We used to back in the day.
Even Checkers used to under that.
Private
bottling. They used to bottle some really nice stuff, and I think I have a Ben Nevis 19 from back in the day, but they don't really do it anymore. And now it's like the likes of Signatory and
Signatory brands. And I think it's nice because, like I said, it just gives you that little bit of variety that's coming out. So I'll never say no to an IB.
As well as value for money, you can get some age statements at a fraction of a cost than if you had to just get it from the distillery themselves. Definitely. How do you feel about age statements on whiskies?
Age statements is always a tough one. I do think it's more of a marketing gimmick than anything else.
Yeah.
A lot of people sort of get that confusion where they say, it's 18-year-old, it must be great. I mean, I've tasted some 30, 35-year-old whiskies where their 5-year-old core expression is way better than that.
Sure.
So I just think it's a number. People shouldn't base their decisions on that number. I mean, it's amazing that it's a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old, 18-year-old for that matter. So I think that's, I think it's just purely just a gimmick.
I hear you on that. I hear you on the gimmick part. But when you are choosing whiskies and there are age statements in front of you, what age statement do you tend to lean towards? Do you feel like there is a sweet spot in aging
It's funny, we were having this conversation last night at the Glen Alecky tasting, and they were actually discussing that because the age expression was 12, 15 and 18.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people at the tasting tended to sort of gravitate more towards the 15 because they said it's a nice balance between the 12 and the 18. My sort of, if I were to pick an age statement, I really do love, again, sort of a 15 or an 18. And when you go past 18, like you get to 21, 24, 25, I think sometimes that's like a hitter or a miss.
Yes.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So for instance, we did taste the Glen Alecky 21 last night, but I preferred the 18 over the 21. I just found it a little bit more better on my palate.
Did you prefer the 18 to the 15?
I did. Out of all the 4 that we tasted last night, I'd definitely say for myself, the 18-year was the better one. So I kind of like that 18-year benchmark. So it's always it's a fun number.
With you. Yeah, I generally tend to move towards 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never paid attention to it.
Is it?
Yeah.
You just go pure flavor and taste.
Look, for me, I can identify what I like. So like I know I like a lot of space side stuff. So generally I'll enjoy that. But then I haven't really ever paid attention. I'll always just like...
So the other thing with age statements is that you could pour a 15, an 18, a 21 and you could let someone taste it. I would stand to be corrected, but I think if you did it blindfolded, you wouldn't be able to tell you which one is the 15, which one is the 18. So that's why I said like age statements. It has been sitting in the barrel for longer, so it's got a little bit more of a taste. But
Should we pour this nice 10-year-old?
Yes. We're doing 12, 15, 18. Yeah, we're moving to a 10-year-old. But yeah, Glenfarclas. Glenfarclas is the whiskey that, correct me if I'm wrong, when you want to start introducing people to peat or sherry cask aging.
Sherry cask
aging.
There's a Glenfarclas. So I don't have a favorite whiskey, but like one of my favorites is the 105 from Glenfarclas.
Okay. Yeah, the 105.
I think it's a 60% cask strength sherry cask sparkling. One of like the first like nice whiskies I think I tried at Baghdad.
R.I.P.
It was it blew me away. It was like probably one of the first cask strength whiskies also. And I was just like, what is this?
I think the first time I tasted the Glenfarclas 105, we were in McGregor.
Oh yeah,
McGregor Whiskey
Weekend. At the McGregor Whiskey Weekend. I think that was the first time I had it, and I just remember I went back to the table so many times, and I was just like, I'll try this one for the third time today.
Funny enough, I've tasted the older expressions, 17, 21, 25. I've never tasted the 10. So
I've also tasted all of that except for
lift it off the shelf and have a taste.
So Glenfarclas is also one of the few family-owned distilleries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like completely.
Completely.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Imagine
In this
keeping
day and age,
exactly.
That's impressive.
To keep it in the business for that, I mean, in the family for that long is, A
lot of people actually start there. Like if you live in Scotland and you live close, like a lot of the people around the distillery worked at the distillery or started their whiskey journey at the distillery. So it's
so cool.
Yeah. So guys like Alan Winchester, he was a tour guide at Glenfarclas. That's where his whiskey journey started. Sure. So there's been a lot of guys that have been there, worked there, come out of there and done great things. So.
Yes. That's delicious. It's another great breakfast whiskey.
It's light on the palate.
It's lovely. It's 11 o'clock is a perfect time to enjoy a Glenfarclas 10.
I would definitely start if I'm planning to drink a few.
It's light. It's not overly complex, but there's complexity to
Yes,
it.
yeah.
I think that little bit of that sherry cask brings in like a slight sweetness, but it doesn't make it sweet.
And it has a nice, what do you call it, viscosity. What do you call that?
Yeah. Coats the tongue
Coats
really
the
well.
tongue beautifully.
It's not high in ABV. I don't. What is the ABV again?
40.
A what? Okay, it doesn't taste like 40.
Basically water.
It doesn't taste like 40. I was expecting like, yeah.
But does it feel
Oh
higher?
wait, no. When you're saying 40, I'm thinking 50.
Oh.
40.
Yeah, I was like, what? No,
It is a 40.
yeah.
It can.
It does taste like 40.
Yeah.
Sorry, it definitely drinks like 40%.
What do you prefer? The American or?
Oh, definitely the Glenfarclas.
Yeah, I would say Glenfarclas.
Definitely
as well.
the Glenfarclas for me.
I don't get that. Obviously, bourbon, you get that sourness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, it's a single malt. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah,
Massive difference.
definitely. How do you feel about blends?
Blends are very much underrated. I think people have this single malt mentality in the whiskey world where they're like, single malt, single malt, single malt. And I think that blends need to be explored more because there's some amazing blends. I mean, you look what Compass Box is doing at the moment.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And when you say to people, hey, taste this, and they taste, they go, whoa, what is this?
Exactly.
And again, it comes down to that blind tasting. You know, if you were to give somebody a single malt and a really good blend, he's like, okay, well, guess which one it is. And people are going to say, well, I can't.
Yeah.
So I do think blends are very much underrated. And I think that if you are on a whiskey journey, I think you should explore more blends.
Definitely.
Obviously, like nice blends.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot
Black and white.
of stuff out there on the bottom shelf that was blended Scotch whiskey, but
you walk out
just
feeling blended.
stay away from those because in the morning you will definitely
Feel it.
feel it. Yeah.
No, definitely. I wonder what happened. Like, I honestly wonder what happened where things moved from blends to single malt, because blends were big in Scotland back in the day, and then they started heroing single malt so much. Do you know why? Or
I think it just becomes that whole sort of marketing thing again. I think people will sort of see a single malt and go, hey, that's what I want.
Yeah.
You know, even though if it's not a great whiskey, it still says single malt.
Yeah.
So I think it just comes down to that, you know, it's just the marketing. So I think that they've sort of pushed more single malt.
Definitely.
At the moment, so much of
the
the whiskey
story.
industry is just
Single malt.
marketing.
It's
like,
marketing.
Yes. Oh,
marketing,
100%.
and single malt is a big marketing factor.
Because I don't understand it, because blends, takes more time and effort. You need to be, like, your palate has to be top notch.
Also, the thing that people don't realize is single malt is technically also a blend.
It's
just a blend from the same distillery.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So technically, like almost every whiskey distillery has a master blender.
Yes.
They have to blend to kind of get to a single malt bottling.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely big myth about single malt versus blended, and lots of marketing behind it. But just in today's time, most of whiskey is unfortunately marketing.
Yeah.
Or I would say most of the sales come out of marketing, not most of whiskey, but most of the sales can be attributed to marketing. Like we spoke about women not drinking whiskey, it's because all whiskey is marketed at men.
100%.
When do you see an ad marketed at women for whiskey?
Yeah.
And then like even age statements, that's all, it plays into that big marketing role, which is why people like to say, and the number's so big on bottles.
That's the thing. I was just about to say, you look at that 10-year-old and you go and find an 18-year-old. The 18's like this, and the 10's like this.
Yes.
So it's just
True.
And like even all these limited edition bottlings that we see now, like jeez, there's more limited edition bottlings than there are like core range stuff at the moment.
True. Even the bottles, I mean, I never used to pay attention to. I always just used to think like the bottles in the range are all the same, and then the labels change. And then I don't know where we were at the tasting, and they were like, oh, these 3 bottles are all the same, and then the 18's got a thicker base. So then it stands taller. Or something like that. And it's these small little things that they do to differentiate.
Do you have a favorite like cask type?
I do. I'm a sucker for tawny port. Like,
Oh.
I love like port, and then very close behind that has got to be sort of any type of rum cask.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I do love those two casks.
Okay.
So anytime I see it, like, it's
Yeah.
a rum cask or Caribbean cask,
Yeah.
I'll try that. So
Okay.
it's I do like those, but again, I like all whiskeys.
Yeah.
It does make it difficult. And drinking whiskey, are you always drinking whiskey neat, or how are you actually enjoying your whiskey? If you're sitting at home.
Again, I'm not a purist.
Yeah.
So I do believe that there is a time and a place to
Definitely.
be pure. I wouldn't go and take a sort of like for hypothetically, I wouldn't go and take a 50-year-old whiskey and go and mix it with Coke or straight off the bat. I would sort of taste it, nose it, get to know it a little bit, and then maybe think, okay, cool, let's add a little bit of water or something like that. Do that. So most of the time it is always neat.
Okay.
I just feel that you just get so much more of the profile, so much more of the taste and notes coming through. So I always do neat. If it's a higher ABV, I always sort of just give it a few drops of water. And then when I'm out and about socializing, I'll always I love like whiskey cocktails. I do love those as well. So always have those, or it will just be with like a sparkling water or something like that.
When you say whiskey cocktails, is it like whiskey sour?
Yeah, whiskey sours, your old fashions, like
the classics.
the classics. We drank a lot of old fashions yesterday, but different styles. So like they made them for us with like, this one had an 18-year-old whiskey in it, and then this one had like a rye bourbon in it. So like, and then we had one with, funny enough, with brandy in it last night, which we just said, we'll have your old fashioned, and they go, this one's got brandy in it. We're like, okay, cool. And then so I love those. And then we're the guys, the mixologists behind the bar, they get a little bit creative.
Yeah.
So
I love it. I love, like, the more nerdier they get
Yes,
into the cocktails.
Yeah.
I adore it. I absolutely
and
love
there's
it.
so many crazy mixologists now. Like,
Yeah.
we're spoiled over here. Like,
What
there's
did
so
we have?
many.
We had like a fat washed bacon.
Oh.
Where was it? We were at Burger and Lobster.
Yeah.
And it was like
bacon
a
wash.
bacon wash.
Old fashioned.
Old fashioned.
Yeah. Delicious.
It was. And they serve it to you with like a crispy piece of bacon on the top.
Yeah, I get like a little snack.
And then we took our bacon and we put it and we stirred it in our cocktail. Oh.
But like I said, you need to enjoy your whiskey the way that
100%.
Yeah.
you want to. I don't want to say like I don't like the purists, but those guys who judge you for drinking it, they shouldn't. You should, if that's the way you enjoy your whiskey, as long as you're drinking whiskey, you need to drink it.
I mean, the Japanese love it in a highball.
Yeah,
The
that's the
whiskey's
thing.
made for a
Japanese
highball.
is known for highball, nice big round sphere of ice in there, but then, like I said, that's the way they like it. And
Exactly.
the Japanese market love their whiskey, so
Yeah.
good on them.
Speaking of Japanese,
okay.
how's that for the segue? I didn't even plan that.
Transition.
I didn't even plan that. Wow.
Okay, we've got Ichiro's malt and grain.
Okay.
It is a world blend, so does
Yes.
that mean they've bought whiskies from everywhere?
I
Probably,
think they have, yeah. I think they have.
Okay.
Okay. I'm excited to try this. I haven't tried it.
I haven't seen it actually.
Okay.
Malton, can I see
And
the
it
bottle?
looks quite viscous when we were pouring it.
So it's a Chichi Blue
can see it.
blended whiskey, yeah. Non-chilled, filtered, non-coloured,
Yeah.
46%. I can't read the
I was
Japanese
gonna
at
ask
the
how's
back.
your
No.
Japanese.
No. That's
nice
as far as it goes.
Also looks very different from the other two.
Light in color.
Yeah.
So light in color. We obviously don't have an age statement on this either. What do you feel is the most like underrated whiskey you've had recently?
Underrated whiskey.
I mean, yeah,
You know which whiskey gets, and I say it to people because a lot of people say to me, "What can I enjoy whiskey, but don't want to spend the money. What's
Yes.
something that's underrated?" And I think it's making a comeback in South Africa, but Naked Malt
Oh.
Yes, it does
is
seem to be.
like so underrated for the value for money in there. Sherry cask finish. You know, it was produced by Diane Stewart, which is now at Macallan. She's now the master still at Macallan. So like, she created that whiskey, and it was just amazing. You know, for 560 rand or 600 rand, you just get this sherry rich whiskey, full of flavor, full of like. I think that's one of them that I can that comes to mind first.
Do you know what they use in it?
I don't. There's not a lot of information on the bottle. There's not a lot of information online about it.
Exactly. There's like hardly a label. It's just
it's hardly a label.
It's just
that's obviously naked malt. So there's not much, but I do believe that that's a very much of an underrated like, for the price. Because these days everybody's on a budget, so not everybody can buy the 2,000 rand, 3,000 rand bottles to enjoy it. But for me, I would say that's probably one of the ones that is underrated. And then going back to blended whiskies, you look at Compass Box Orchard House. It's a phenomenal whiskey, 900 rand for the bottle, not bad, but it's super delicious, and it gets a bad rap because it's blended. So having something like that is also, it's great, and that's very fruit forward, summery, little bit of spice, great.
It's lovely.
I think you could have that with anything, and
exactly. No, you can. It's such a lovely whiskey, and I mean, what is a Glenfiddich equivalent?
The Orchid.
It is Glenfiddich Orchid. But we've said like if you do enjoy that limited edition of the Glenfiddich Orchid, going to the Compass Box shouldn't be too different to be able to taste along that same flavor profile.
The Compass Box Orchid over that Glenfiddich.
Oh, definitely.
And does that have an age statement? No. The Glenfiddich one?
No. Not that I know of.
Do you feel that there's any, or in your opinion, what would you say is your most overrated whiskey?
Ooh.
At the moment.
Overrated whiskey at the moment, and I'm gonna say it's Macallan. It's just they are bringing out new expressions, but I just think that they're bringing it out for brand marketing. Like I've had some of the Harmony series that they've brought out now, and I'm not sort of like really like blown away. I also think the price tag, it makes it so off-putting. I think people drink it for status more than the liquid. That being said, I do enjoy the 12 from time to time. It's one of those really like just quick, easy
double
go
the
to sherry. It's really good. Like I enjoy it. So it's but I do think it's a little bit overrated.
How do you feel about Tamdhu?
So on my channel, I actually did a blind tasting side by side. I took a Tamdhu 12 and a Macallan 12, and I put them side by side.
Okay.
And I have to say that the Tamdhu came out better.
Oh, wow.
From my palate.
And from our understanding, it's basically same.
It's basically the same. You must remember that Edrington owned Tamdhu back in the day, so.
Also sherry cask age,
all of exclusively sherry cask age, and so they did that. But I just found that the Tamdhu just sort of engaged with my palate better. And I found that the finish to be a lot longer on the Tamdhu than I did on the Macallan.
Okay.
So I sort of chose
Tamdhu.
I chose the Tamdhu, and it caused a lot of controversy.
But I mean, it just goes to show that like whiskey is about flavor and not about status or the name or anything else. And at the end of the day, if you are drinking whiskey, you should drink it because you enjoy it.
That's the thing.
Not because of the name or the price tag that's attached to it.
And also, just people need to understand that everybody's palates are different. Just like your fingerprints, they're different to everybody's palates. And if you understand how your palate works in a biological sense, you will see that older people like heavier flavors more to younger people. So that's why a lot of youngsters tend not to drink whiskey, because their palates can't handle it, where older people tend to like whiskey more. So that's also, and so your palates are completely different. So what I might like, you will not like.
Yeah. Thanks for calling me young.
It's very, it's very subjective. But like I said in the beginning, there's a whiskey for everybody. It's just finding the right one. And
Yeah.
And it takes so much time.
I know. That's why they call it a journey. You know, you go on your whiskey journey, because you're not going to find your whiskey in, you know, in 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. You're lucky if you do.
Yeah. And
Takes a lifetime.
Again, as you get older, your palate changes, so you'll always keep gravitating to different, you know, to different things.
Definitely. How are you guys finding this Ichiro's grain and
I
malt?
quite like it.
Me
Same.
too. It tastes, I don't know how to describe this, but it tastes darker than it looks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
which again, like that's another topic when it comes to whiskeys, because people often think the darker the whiskey,
Exactly,
the better the whiskey tastes. Where very clearly this is the lightest whiskey. It's like straw colored, I would say, and yeah, it's. I enjoyed it because I was worried about the grain, because I'm just like not a grain lover, but I enjoy it in this whiskey.
I quite like it. It's like it's fresh. It's got a nice sort of sweet taste to it.
There is. There's like a hint of smoke, not peat, but like a slight hint of smoke to me, but also complementary. It's just like all well-rounded.
Yeah.
And you said it's 46%.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels light.
It's very,
It's
really
my first sip. I enjoyed it, and as I've been sipping through it, I've been
I could now imagine, because it's Japanese, I could imagine this on a highball, like slightly chilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be really, really good.
Yeah, yo. No, that surprised me.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, I think it surprised me. I really enjoyed the Glenfarclas, but most surprising, definitely, the Ichiro's. Definitely.
I think consumers also need to be aware that color is not everything. So
Yeah.
you bring up a good point where color is not everything. Most whiskeys are colored.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they use the colorants to color them to keep the batches consistent. So don't always judge a book by its cover. Don't go, oh, it's darker, it must be better. If you see on the bottle non-colored and it's dark, then you could be like, okay, cool, that's the one I'm gonna go for. But yeah.
Okay.
So we've got a challenge to end off.
Okay.
We're going to give you 3 whiskies.
Okay.
You've got to choose to keep one, drink one, and dump one.
Okay.
Okay. The whiskies are the Irishman 12,
Okay.
Blue Spot 7-year-old, and Dunville's 10-year PX flask.
Okay. What are the just run me through the choices
You've
again.
got to dump one,
Dump one.
keep one in your collection,
Okay.
and drink one.
Drink one. I'll definitely go for the Blue Spot.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
also, it ranks very, very high. I keep my hip flask has always got Blue Spots.
Oh, is it?
It's always got Blue Spots in it.
Okay.
So I'll keep that one. One in my collection, I would probably go the Dunville's PX. Then obviously, sadly, dump the.
Yeah, it's a tough choice.
It's
I
a
mean,
tough
three
choice.
really good whiskies.
It
It
is.
is.
It's 3 really, really good whiskies. But yeah, the Blue Spot was without a doubt. There was no question
Exactly.
that was gonna stay, because I do love that Blue Spot.
Yeah.
Because it's a 7-year-old whiskey. It's cask strength, so it's got a high ABV, and the ABV varies actually between the batch. So you either get a 58.1 and then you get a 59 point something or other, just depending on the batch. But you can't taste that ABV.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so smooth,
Yeah.
so silky. Just, so
Yeah.
that would be my decision.
I think
Okay.
I would have
Yeah.
went the same.
Probably. Yeah. That Dunville's PX also. It's just it. If you haven't tried it, try it, because it just catches you so off guard. You don't expect that flavor and that complexity of flavor. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. It was
Thank
so
you for having
great
me.
to sit and talk whiskey and get a bit nerdy about
I
whiskey.
know.
It's
I
not
get a
every
little bit
day
nerdy.
that we get to get
Yeah.
like so nerdy, but we've enjoyed sitting here. You are our first guest to talk about whiskey, which is
thank
quite
Yeah, we
exciting.
haven't done a
And-
video like this.
yeah, we haven't done anything like this before, but it was lovely, and it was nice to sit and taste through I mean, whiskies of the world. Like we sat here and we got to taste, through everything, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thankfully, we didn't make any bad choices.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See everyone on the next one.
We've got some quick fire questions for Byron just before we end off. What brand is absolutely smashing it right now?
That's a tough one. Probably the one that's got the most money in the bank.
Probably true.
That's a tough one to answer because I don't have market stats or anything like that. But
in your opinion,
for you,
opinion locally, again, I'd have to go with Jameson because they're doing really, really well with the brands. The volume is massive. South Africa is the third biggest consumer of Jameson.
I didn't know
I
that.
can well believe it.
We were number 2, so we were number 2. America's number 1. India have just taken us over last year, so we are number 3. So we rank number 3. Also, the Jameson triple, we were the test pigs for that, so we got it first. As well as the Select Reserve.
Oh wow!
Select Reserve, we were also test dummies for that.
What's the best value for money whiskey under 1,000 rand?
For me, I would still stick with the Compass Box Orchard House.
Wow.
I think it's very, very underrated. It was ranking my top 3 for my Whiskey of the Year 2024, so I would definitely stick with that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's a whiskey that everyone loves that you don't understand?
Again, I'm gonna hate it, but Octomore. I don't understand. But again, palates are different, so I don't understand why people love it so much. I don't know if it's like a, brand loyalty, but it's one thing I can't wrap my head around.
Yeah, shame. That is a very polarizing whiskey. People either like it or they
don't.
absolutely hate it.
What distillery deserves more attention?
I would say, from a South African point of view, I would say the local distilleries. We have amazing local distilleries here, and I would love to see more and more people support the local distilleries. Andy Watts has now got Metanoia out. Obviously, a lot of people don't know, but Three Ships Baines is South African. And you've got Helden Distillery in the Free State that are doing some amazing things. And I think people just need to
explore
more. Whiskey's being created in your back garden. So learn about it, educate yourselves about it, and I think it's more about sort of pushing local. I think the big brands brands do their job, but I think supporting local is.
Just to touch on that supporting local thing, you mentioned quite a few whiskeys, so we do a local flight.
Okay.
And we include like the likes of Alden.
Okay.
Because they age their whiskies with some hickory, wood,
Yes,
and so we include Alden. We do Metanoia. We do Pinot and Sons. They have got the 6-year-old. We do Three Ships, but then we do like the Shiraz.
It's actually funny you say Pinot and Sons. When I was in Ireland now, I went to the Jameson distillery and the old Jameson distillery, and they were saying like, they really love, when they came to South Africa, they really love Pinot and Sons. So it's a good little boost there for
Pinot and Sons.
The two guys that gave us the tour, they were like, we love that Pinot, the heavy char. So they knew what they were talking about. So they did the
and then our last one in the flight is Tour.
So
Tour,
all very
single
different.
grain, female owned, which is
Exactly.
amazing.
So
like I said, just really get out there, support local.
We I learned recently there's something like over 40 South African
Whiskey
distilleries making whiskey. 40, that is crazy. What's the biggest bullshit phrase you've heard to sell whiskey?
It's dark, so it must be good. Like that is, people go, look at the color, it must be good. That for me is like, it shouldn't be like that, because like I said, half of the whiskeys are colored.
Coloured,
So
Okay. And then last one, if you could drink from one distillery for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It'd have to be Middleton. I have a very, very big soft spot for Middleton.
I would never guess.
Yeah, I never guess. Middleton would be, yes, if I could buy a house on the Middleton grounds, I would. I love it. Like I said, I love what they're doing over there. They're doing some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
They have great brands. So I would, if I had to choose a distillery for life, that would be it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Definitely. Yeah, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it.